Welcome back to Let's Clone. My name is Stephen French, and this is the random project that we've been making. In the last part, we made the Zelda camera scroll, Zelda-like camera scroll with the classic Zelda games, but the dungeon is still really plain. What I want to do this time is to kind of build a map editor inside of the game, so something you can go through and you can actually build the dungeon to be whatever you want, and then upload that. I'm going to store it as a DS grid because it's all I use. We're going to save that file and then be able to generate our custom dungeons whenever we enter one. Probably just going to do the builder today and do the upload or like the save and fetch in the next part. But let's see what we can get done. Alright, so we're going to start off by just having a new standalone room for this one. I'm probably going to do everything just in its own room. Dungeon builder. Let's see, what do we have for our view? So we're doing a viewport that is 320 by 320, and we have the room itself being 960 by 960. Let's just start with the 320 by 320. We can scale everything up later. 320 by 320, we will enable the use of views. Give us that same 320, 320, and just so the aesthetic matches, we'll scale this up to 640 as well. Good. So we have a single room. We're going to launch this initially. Whoa. Is instance, no, what? I just wanted it to go up there. We're going to need our system object. We don't need a camera, at least not yet. But let's get out of here, go into our system object, and do whatever we need to do for when this world is initialized. Alright, so here we're randomizing, we're setting a seed, that's fine. It's not going to mess with us at all. Step in the room in the dungeon, escape to restart in the room. I'm just making sure that I have all the code, so it's not going to be running random stuff when we're in a new world. Good. So now let's do a case for when we're in the room dungeon builder. And I guess we'll continue on with making it a script. So we can just kind of pop that out. System step. Ooh. Dungeon builder. Scripts. What are we doing in the dungeon? Oh, we don't have anything going on there. So yeah, duplicate this. Well, I can hear Titus trying to get in the room, but if I open the door, the noises get in. Dungeon builder. What was this? This was at description. At, oh man, was it a function? Script system step. I don't remember if I got this right or not. Let's see. Go yellow. That's there, and yeah, we've got it displaying there. We don't need to send any parameters to here. No. Alright, so I guess we do need to create, randomize, choose seed. Alright, we're gonna switch through the rooms as here as well. Actually, I could do it in a room start. Yeah, because I don't need full access to it. We're gonna give this a try. Case dungeon builder script. Well, snag this boy. Dungeon builder. Break. Room start. We're going to duplicate this and change the code where we need to. Although I would like to grab what I did for this. Come on. Go yellow. Good. If you hit F1, by the way, it brings it up in a connected window, I guess. Step. Room start. Do I need to pass any parameters to this? No. Grid size is equal to, so we have 320. So grid size is just going to be 10. So we're creating a 10 by 10 cell. We're setting everything to path. Everything except for the border. The border is going to still be voids. We're just going to do paths and voids for now. We don't need to create a player. Good, so if we room start and we are in the dungeon, we now have a grid. Now, what about our draw event? Typically I wouldn't do like everything in scripts, but I plan on having this be somewhat modular code. When I like a feature, I can just grab it and yank it out and put it in a new project. And just by grabbing the script from whatever project it was, well, I guess grabbing it from this project and adding it to wherever I want. When we draw, I might actually just be able to steal the draw world for that one. Or they should run pretty similar, but room dungeon builder, we're gonna see. Break. How do you work? We're just drawing the tiles between bloop, doop, doop, and doop. That's fine. What about you? Oh, wait. Draw. Here we're in the draw world. Alright, let's get rid of all these so I can see a little bit. There we go. Oh, I'm just doing the draw world there too. All right, yeah, we're gonna snag that. That's fine. Alright, so we're creating a room. It's only 10 cells by 10 cells. We're drawing it, painting it as usual. We should be able to press play and just have that square, or yeah, that square room all green with a black border. Boom, perfect. Now one thing I would like to do for this, just so we can see things a little bit better, is like I've added in the last one, I added that dark green square to this. We're gonna do the same thing here. Make this boy a little bit darker. Oof, maybe not quite so much darker. You know what? There we go. This is just so I can see the different tiles, and we're going to see about doing like a tile overlay when we're trying to click things and set things. You'll understand that later though. Cool, so now actually we do want to draw room start. We do want to build a different dungeon here. We don't want to draw any paths yet. That or we want to build everything in a path. Yeah, I think we want to do it that way. So here we're going to run from the edges of the screen, even though those aren't going to be walkable areas. I still want to do it for now. Oh, and I still had the -2 there. That's funny. Oh, which means I actually could go and fix this one now. Good. So when we build this room, all of it is a path. Good. Now I do want a, do I have anything I could use as like a selection? We have the player, does he have, he only has the one. Create sprite. Sprite, editor, no. Selection icon, sure. All we're gonna do for this is, I think I had everything set to 32 dimension. It'll all look wacky if it isn't, and then we'll fix it. Yeah, I guess white's fine. Yeah. 4, 1, 2, 3. I just want to be able to see what cell we're on while we're hovering over it. Pretty much I'm going to make it so you just look at the map, you hover the mouse over to whatever cell you want to change, and just click to toggle through. Is that aligned? Yeah. Oops. Yeah. So we're just going to draw this over the cell that we're currently hovering, just so you, I don't know, you're going to be able to see, because obviously mouse will be over it, but I just want the aesthetic. So now back into our system event, we're going to go into our step event. Let's press play just to see everything should be a path. Now I do want to potentially add some tools, like for this section, just click like perimeter wall or whatever. All right, so first let's get the sprite drawn that gives us that selection. And that'll actually be in our system. The system can handle just about everything for this. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should have a different object in here, but whatever. Draw. Oh, I'm drawing the world. Nope, we're gonna do Dungeon Builder, which will draw everything from the world. So actually we can do this. System room draw. I guess this could be GUI, but we're not gonna. So draw this. We're going to, first thing we're gonna do is script system draw world, because we want to draw all those tiles the same. At function. I don't think we need any parameters yet. Yeah, that should be fine, but I want to see it in line with everything else. Oh, that is my face perimeter. Be yellow, good. Everything's kind of working out so far. So draw a selection icon. Is that what we called it? What did we call it? It was like a minute ago, selection icon. Draw a sprite. We're gonna do some temp variables. XX is equal to mouse x divided by cell size is equal to mouse. I gotta actually multiply it by that again. Cell size times cell size. Now I want to draw a sprite selection icon 0 x xx yy. This, could that be enough? That might be enough. No, all I want to do is on click change the index. All right, so well, I haven't moved the mouse yet, so maybe it hasn't updated. Get onto my thumb. Yeah. Okay, so we can see that we are highlighting the correct space. Now I actually have my mouse, so I can do left click and right click accordingly. Let's get into our step event. Here, so increment, decrement, cell value with clicks. If, I guess I can just, yeah, this should work, it's fine. Mouse, check button pressed, mouse button left. This will be increment, else if, mouse check, button pressed, right. This here will be decrement. So I need to variable, I can continue to use this. It's locally stored, so it's not going to cross over. Variable xx is equal to, this time I don't want to multiply back by that, so I want to do mouse x divided by cell size. And then variable yy is equal to mouse y divided by cell size. Here, then I want to do grid. I am inside of my system object, which is good. XX, yy, Now this should have some limiters in case we are already at, if we're already looking at a void, we can't subtract any further. If we're already on whatever our top cell is, we can't go any higher. Doesn't matter for right now. I just want to be able to see it as it happens. So this should kind of work already, because we're building a grid. We're setting the variables or the values of the cells in that grid. Get some water. That'd be my pops. Helping him out later, so yeah. Cool. Whoa, oh, see, that's what happens if you go too far. Now how many values do we have? We've got 3. Is there any way that I can check? I believe so. Where'd everything go? I should be able to say variables, is void set to 0 or is void set to -1? Void is set to 0. So I don't have to worry about that. Max value is equal to, can I check how many, it's image index. I'm actually in the step event. Does the step event have a sprite? No sprite. I could give it a sprite. I could keep a macro of it because it's going to be an unchanging variable. So that would actually work. So we have void, we have path, we have door. What would I call these? Macro, potential elements, number of elements, number of selections, max value. I guess that's what I call it over there. We're just gonna call it max value. And we have 3, which is 0, 1, and 2. So I actually don't need to save anything here. We're going to say yeah, sorry. If grid at xxyy is less than max value -1, because that is technically set to 3 and I don't want it to go any higher than 2. So if it's less than 2, then I can go up to 2. And we can cycle through it, I guess. We'll say else grid xxyy is equal to 0. So I'm going up, dock back to 0, and then we'll say if grid at xxyy is greater than 0, we're going to go minus minus. If it is equal to 0, it's the only other option. We'll say else grid at xxyy is equal to max value -1. I guess I could just keep max value at 2, but fuck it. So now we should be able to click left or right however many times we want. We're not going to get that weird cycle. Yeah, so you can go backwards or we can go forwards. Now I wonder, I would like to be able to like click and then draw and then set whatever they are. I think that would be useful. But right now what I would like to be able to do is we're going to draw a dungeon kind of like this, and then this would map out each room, kind of in like a Zelda game where you have a dungeon and you have access. If I need to set those to those, we can do that. If we need to set a staircase, we can do that. There will eventually be more options. We could even add like a bar across the top where the number keys denote which cell you're trying to place. But for now, let's see if we can add a drag mechanic. So now I want to say variable a new element is equal to, we're going to set it to -1, just so when we click something, something good will happen. I want to run that same check, but I want those to be on release. So variable setting, or we're going to say is setting is equal to false. Then we're going to say if is setting, oops, then I would want to here put grid at xxyy, set it equal to new element. Why aren't you yellow? Yeah, there we go. So then the current one, we set it to new element. We're going to say, I'll go through and comment this later. Mouse press, no. Press, we just click. Mouse click, held, sure. If mouse check, button, left, or this should be able to happen for either. Mouse check, button, right. I guess I can separate those because I want to have different action for either. No. Actually, so if either of them are held, I'm going to set them to the new value. If I press it, I'm going to give the value. If I release it, I'm going to set this setting to false. Yeah, we're going to do it that way. So while it's held here, we're going to do this because setting would be equal. Do I even need that variable then? Oh, no, we're going to say that we don't. We're going to get rid of these. If I'm holding that button, then we're going to set that to the new element, which right now is -1. Let's just see if that works while dragging across. It's just going to set, I believe, all of them to play rambunctiously. So now, yeah, all right, so we can draw, and right now it's just inducing seizures. That's fine for now. Oh, get over here. All right, so now when my click is pressed, now what do I want? Now I guess it wouldn't make as much sense to pull the value from the grid because I'm going to be pasting over things. So I wouldn't want to dock everything by 1 because then if I go over a floor, I'm setting it to a void. If I'm going over a door, I'd set it to a floor. That would be weird. So I just want to kind of pick a thing to do. And I don't want to draw a whole cell at 32 by 32 because then that would give me some weirdness. And I don't want to hold a key because it's too convoluted. I guess I can make a small bar on the bottom that maybe goes up half the width of a cell so it's not totally obscuring anything, and then just a toggle with the 1, 2, or 3. That might be best. New element is equal to, set it default to a 0. We're going to say if keyboard check pressed, nope, ord 1, then I guess I don't need this. New element, can I do it this way? Probably should just like stop coding and testing something out mid-line, but whatever. Keyboard key, what do you tell me? With this variable, I get the key that is currently being pressed. It will return 0 if no key is being pressed. That's fine. Okay, yeah, we're gonna try it this way. So if something is being pressed, case of board 1, then we're going to say new element is equal to 1. We're actually going to say 0. 1 will be that. That's a little bit confusing, but who cares? It works. Break. Here we're going to say void. Actually, no. I don't need to use numbers because then it's just confusing, but it's not confusing if there's no numbers. So then 2 would be path. And 3 would be, did I name it door? I named it door. Cool, so we're hitting a key, we're setting the new element to whatever we want. While it's pressed, we're dragging it across. We can actually get rid of all of this code. We can say if mouse click released. We can say, well, we can pretty much, actually I don't need to set anything to false because I was still doing the is setting variable. This could be it. And then I'll put some type of GUI system to let me know what one I'm selected on. Let's see. In that case, I guess there's no point in doing a right click. I can do all of it with left click. But we're set to 0. We can draw. I actually didn't mean to skip over that, but. And then if we set it to here, oh, that was 1. Oh, snap. I'm setting it to 0 when it's not being pressed. Let's just say oh, default. Here we go. I forgot all about this. New element is equal to -1. Now I'm going to test this. Whoa. I guess I don't need to do a case for default. You just do default. There we go. I'm going to change that. Well, I'm going to keep it -1, but I'm not going to change anything if it's -1. I'm just testing to make sure that it works. I don't want it to do that because now it's always going to be that. Because even if I press 1, it's still there. You'd have to hold 1. Now, the easy solution is just to not have this be a local variable, to actually create it, which right now I'm ending up making it a regular variable anyways. Can you declare a variable without assigning it? Variable new element. It's not flagging anything wrong with it. So I can get rid of that. I can say if new element is greater than 0, I don't know what it would, like it would probably be undefined. Oh, oops. If an element is greater than 0, do this. Huh. Well, I guess I don't need, oh no, I do need that because I'm setting it there. I don't know what this is going to do. Yeah, what does this mean? This might actually tell me what it's set to. So new element is not set before reading it. Okay, so I'm checking if it's greater than 0, which I'm assuming that it's set to something. So what is it set to? Show debug message new element. Just don't click anything and I won't get the pop-up, but it should tell me, it should print something, although I might just get the error here. Yep. I just wanted to print it. What is it? Is it set to? Unknown? Not set. I don't want to set it to no one. I can't run a check on it. Like, this is pretty stupid of me. I should just make it a regular variable. and not a local one. But there's a simple solution to this. I'm just having a tricky time thinking about it. And greater than 0, that would have made it so void was impossible. So that was stupid of me. So let me see. Ooh. That's another option. I could just select a bunch of tiles and then hit the button that you want and change them all. So then you could cycle through, but there'd be no point. You'd either know what you want to set it to or not. But I could do shift and do like a highlighting section. That could be neat. I could make the window a little bit bigger so I can fit tools along the sides and the top and bottom. That could work. And just give myself an offset to print the grid into the middle. I guess this variable would only be created if I were to run it, like if I were to in the create event for this map, or the room start for this map, which I guess is kind of the point of it. So here, room start world. I don't know if I labeled that correctly. So room start. Get rid of you. What are you? Get rid of you. Get rid of you. I'm working on you. What are you? Oops. What are you? Oops. Oh, what'd I do? There we go. I'm sorry, I didn't name it correctly. So I'm creating the grid, and then I will do new element is equal to -1. That's ELEMENT. I have a local there, so we'll get rid of that. And then here I will run that check for if new element does not equal -1. And then I'll set it to everything else. That should be fine. I don't know why I didn't just take the easy approach to begin with. It's kind of my MO with this stuff. So here it's set to nothing, so I can't do it. I can set it to void. We can draw the void. You just can't move too fast or you will skip things. I can fix those. I can now do this. All right, that's easy enough. Now let's make the map a little bit wider so I can fit some tools. I guess I'll call them tools. What's on my desk that's making that scratchy noise? That could actually be frustrating. No, I think it'll be fine. Actually, it could be neat. I'm thinking to myself, none of that thought process is going to make sense. But Dungeon Builder, I want my give me the view that I want. No, oh, that was the view that I want. So here, my width, I want it to be an extra 32. So we're going to do 352. But I do want my tools to be on the left side because of reasons. Next position 32. So sprite. How do I want to do this? I guess I could toggle with the arrows. Yeah, that's probably best. We're going to duplicate you. And this will be builder tools. So builder tools is going to have a void. It's going to have a whatchamacallit. It's going to have another whatchamacallit. We're going to have a I guess this could be like a perimeter builder. Thinking of what I want to do. I'm thinking ahead of myself. So let's just do what I know I want, and then worry about the rest. Shrinks faster. So here it's probably just gonna be a black background. That's fine. Maybe I can just draw a square. And that's going to denote a perimeter. I could even hollow that out to make all of the rooms, but no, it's fine. So that'll be my first tool. Let's see if we can make that even work. I can use the selection icon to tell me what tool I'm on. Neat. We're going to build a object. It's going to be a system object. Object tool. What do I want? I don't know what I want. Would the tool just be one big thing or a series of buttons? I guess it would be a series of buttons. And then yeah, I could do the in the map editor, I could do that code. I'll do if selected. Okay. Tool selection is going to be my selector. What is this? Builder tools. Create. Initialize. Builder tools. This is not where I was planning on going with this. Image speed is equal to 0. Is selected is equal to false. Give me a step event. Select / use tools. Oh, my system event needs to know about this, I think. No, maybe not. Maybe. They need to be communicating, so maybe this should just be in the system. I'm gonna do it this way. I'll just figure it out as I go. Actually, I want this to have any draw event. Highlight selected. Nope. We're going to say draw self. We're going to say draw. Oh. If is selected. Draw a sprite on top of self. That'll be sprite. Selection icon. No subimage at 0. No, at XY. I do believe. And then system will tell it what one is selected. And we do have to shift over the grid placement. That should be pretty easy though. The tool selection. Whoa, don't do that. We're gonna switch this boy around. Selection, no. Come on, Steven. I just want to, there we go. Move this over to here. That's just so it's easier to see on this. So I have there, I have there, I have there, I have there. We're gonna give it some creation code with something that I haven't even made yet. Select, no, tool type. Tool type is equal to 0. I know I haven't built it yet. Don't yell at me. Creation code. Tool type is equal to 1. Creation code. Tool type is equal to 2. And tool type is equal to 3. This is going to be a shared variable between my system and my object. I think. Get rid of that. So here, step, initialize, tool. I'll just fucking got on the clipboard. Equal to -1, and I don't know if I can set my sprite image to this yet because it'll all happen here. I don't know if it'll override it with the creation code in time. That could actually be a test. We're going to say image index is equal to tool type. I haven't shifted over the grid yet, but I just want to see if the creation code overwrites in the create event in like real time. Oh, you damn. I can't see. I gotta push it over. It's drawn in front of it. So where would I need this to be? Oh man, all this text could be tiny. If so, I apologize. But now it's bigger. In my draw event, for my draw dungeon builder, actually my create event. Damn it. Let me space these out so I can see everything. And then we're gonna say, actually I can do it in the room start. Room start, dungeon builder, new element, grid offset. So this is only if I run the dungeon builder. We're going to say x, or I'm going to do offset is equal to offset x is equal to the cell size. And then in my, oh shit, that's not gonna, oh, maybe I could just set the offset to 0 and just run it in the create event. Yeah, we're gonna do that. So room start, well, I still want that. Then here, so everyone else has it as well, we're gonna have the offset of the x set to 0, and then in my draw world, we're going to do plus offset x. Who knows? Who knows? Just swinging in the dark on this one. That's not what I want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why are there 10? I made you bigger. Oh, because my view only covers that. That's retarded of me. Like a fucking course. Get rid of that. My width will be 352. I guess I was doubling everything, so I just got to double this. This is 436. Is that 704? That's so weird. Why does that feel off to me? So 350 is 700. Okay, yeah, that's right. Now this could make things a little bit trickier if when I actually have the map bigger. Hey! Oh, but that proved that there was a bit of a flaw in, or rather, it proved that the creation code doesn't work fast enough. So I'm setting it to -1, which actually puts it to the end, and I'm setting the image index there. So we're going to need to take the image index on other room start, set image index, I guess, to tool type. Now the creation code should have had time to tell us what it is and do that. Cool, so we have those. Currently, no tool is selected, which is fine. That is ideal. I do kind of want to change up the tool icon because that blends in too much. But, oh shit, I forgot I do that. So then in here in my step event, so that would be in my step for the builder, I would need to add it to here, plus offset x, or would I minus it? We're gonna find out. Oh. I would minus it. I think I would need to do the same in my draw event. No, I actually was highlighting the correct space. Ah, come on. Alright. Yeah, so that works now. Let me give this a background color, so I can see something behind this. Where's my easy option for that? Background color. Give it a nice grayish blue. I'm up here, and these are all things that just don't matter much. I want there to be a button so I can collapse both of those, but leave this here. Leave the resource tree. It might be possible. Let me take my quick little red. Let me snack that. Get rid of it here. Plop it here. Plop it here. Plop it. Yes. And then subtract it, subtract it, subtract it. I probably should, nah. So in here we're going to fill that in black, that's fine. Everything's fine. Let's just see what that looks like for now. If I can do this in 12.5 minutes, then I can keep this whole process in under an hour. But I don't know if that's going to be the case. Alright, so we've got our tools, we've got a tool selection going on. I need to now tell it which one to select, which can be done either through the system or by click, so it's going to be a little bit redundant. So here on my step event, when I hit 1, 2, or 3, when I hit any of these, I guess this is going to be a little bit, this is the redundant part. With object tool select is selected is equals to false, because I don't know which one is selected and I don't want to have to check which one is selected. And then I'll say it'll only run in here, so yeah. If image index, shit, I'm starting with the square. That's one, okay. I guess I could just set it directly. Is equal to, so this one would be 1, which would be void plus 1 to 1. Then is selected is equal to true. This is ugly. I feel icky about this. I mean, I'm thinking it should work. I should set the selected correctly, but ugh, I don't like that code. Yeah, so 1 is selected, so now we're doing that. 2 is selected, so we're doing that. 3 is selected, so we're doing that. Also, I wonder if an image blend will cover over that. We'll see, we'll find out here. In my step event, we're going to say highlight tool if position meeting. Oh. Mouse X, mouse Y. What did I do here? ID image blend is equal to see white, but if we are hovered over image blend, I'm just curious on this one because I don't know if it'll apply to the sprite that's being drawn on top of it, or if it's only going to apply to the sprite itself. Either way, it'll probably look a little janky because it's definitely going to apply it to the sprite itself. Yeah, so, well, no. It doesn't change the color too much. Ooh, I could do. Do I want to do this? Not really. Not really. Am I gonna? Yeah. I'm gonna. Does it help me? Nah. Can't imagine how it would. Is hover is equal to false. Facile. Step. Let's get rid of this. No, not all of it. But we will say ooh, is hover is equal to false. But if I place my mouse over it, is hover is equal to true. Draw event, draw sprite that's selected no matter what. Then we're going to say if is hover, pretty much draw this, but on the second index. Now I just need to tell. Oh, I just learned about this. This should work. Oh, what are you doing? Step at line 4 in my tool then. Is that a problem anywhere else? No. So I can actually induce a keyboard press without pressing a keyboard. I'll find the function for that. But all right, so now we can highlight the one we can't click it yet, but we can select the one that we want. So now step. If my mouse is over it, yada yada yada. Do all this. Select current tool. If mouse check pressed, check button. Or is it mouse button checked? Yes. Mouse button left. Then we're going to say, I don't know super well if this will work, but with, I guess, my self object tool selection is select. Let's go to false, so I'm going to deselect all. Whoa. Then I want to select self, so is selected is equal to true. Did that again. And then I need to tell update system. So pretty much switch with my image index. Case it is 0. I actually don't want to do anything if it's 0. If it's 1, this would be set void. Then I would do keyboard key. It's not keyboard key, keyboard check key, keyboard string, keyboard check, set numlock, event keyboard. Where is it? Switch keyboard key number. Okay, so this is using it the way that I did. Where's the one that I want? Virtual key, keyboard check. Keyboard key, last key, set map clear. Hide virtual keyboard. Well, I didn't know that I had access to a virtual keyboard. Keyboard release, keyboard check direction. Where am I? Oh, there is a way. Move instance. There's a way to induce a keystroke. Virtual key detect. If your game has no, whoa, no. Keyboard set map, set numlock. Key string check. Virtual status. Ah, oh, man. I saw this somewhere. What was it called? Key. Why is it giving me KBV? Keyboard key release. These are all the ones that I didn't want. All right. Now what am I doing in my system? I guess I can just do it this way. Okay, so here I'm, fuck. I guess I could just do that. Yeah. System dot new element is equal to void. Yeah, works well enough. It's not the tricky one that I wanted to do. Path door. We'll see. We'll see. All right, so there's only a minute and a half left until an hour has passed. So I don't know if I'm actually going to get to the score. That shouldn't be too hard. Why? Duplicate case? Oh, 2, 3. I don't like how magic numbery that is. Not very dynamic at all. Okay, so I'm set to 1, drawing blanks. Here I'm setting it to 2. Oh, I don't like that. So here, well, it's just, ooh, yeah. So I'm gonna. I keep just talking to myself. Perimeter tool. Did I spell perimeter wrong? I don't think so. Perimeter. Here I can just set it to -1. Why is it drawing? Because if I click here, it's not doing this one. If I click here, it's doing that one. I disagree. But that does, in a way, work. And then this doesn't draw anything. If I go to here, I can draw those. If I go here, I can draw those. If I go here, I can draw those. Now I just need to do the thing when I click this. I want to line the perimeter. But why is that click happening? So here, I will say if mouse x is greater than offset x, then I will set, I should probably build this ahead of time. Oops. Ooh, I can do an inline function. So I could do this. If this is greater than this, then I'm going to set it to this. If it is not, then I'm going to set it to -1. Right? And then when I click, if new element is not equal to -1 and mouse X is not equal to -1. This is also icky code to me. I'm not too super keen on what's happening. But that should eliminate my clickability here. Okay. Yeah, see? Well, it's out of bounds. Duh. Like I know that. Why are you on my clicks? I told you that I'm saying to not do something if I'm out of bounds. If new element is not -1 and mouse X is not this. So what's the problem, say? Do anything else with my mouse? This doesn't matter because it's not actually talking to my grid. I mean, it's not giving me an error, but let's just see what happens. I could probably utilize the debugger here, but instead of updating this, I just want to click off screen. If I still get that issue, that means I'm checking it somewhere else. No. So that's kind of retarded. Oh, ha. My mouse X isn't equal to -1, my XX isn't equal to -1. Good. Now I should be able to quickly add in that perimeter button, and we'll go from there. Cool. 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 You would never want to add that many doors, I don't think. Then this does nothing. Okay. Now, that's neat. So if I have clicked deselecting all, selecting myself, updating the system, then activate perimeter button tool, I guess. This will change a lot when the room is bigger, but it's what it is. So I'm going to do this is only on the press, so with system for variable ii is equal to 0, ii is less than grid size ii plus plus. For variable jj is equal to 0, jj is less than grid size jj plus plus. I'm going to say if ii is equal to 0 or ii is equal to grid size -1. Grid size -1, I actually don't need to check all the way. Yeah, well, I'll give that a try later. Or jj is equal to 0, or jj is equal to grid size -1. And I would like to set, grid at iijj is equal to void. I want those to look right there. Yeah. I'm gonna click it, I'm gonna loop through, add that shit. Now I just want to check if I do need to check all the way across, because it might increment and then run this and then check, but we'll see. Yeah, so I do need to iterate all the way through. That seems decent. Just play with everything, verify everything. So if I want to do this, and then I can either click or go here, and I could add my entranceways into wherever. I could add void stones, anything else. I could put like a big ass door there. We could add little doors here. Alright, so right now I can't save anything, but I can create that. I can create little buttons here that I can use the arrow keys for to move over to the next cell. I could still run the mini map later on. We're on our way to making a little builder, I think. Yeah. And then if I click this again, I can wall everything off. Bang. I'm okay with that. Alright, that was a little bit of a struggle. Kind of had some fun with that. We are en route to having a map editor. In the next part, I'm going to try to expand it so we can get to the full size of the dungeon with the three times width. Maybe make it scalable so we can build a room of whatever size we want. I don't know how well that'll work out. If that might work out. Either way, for at least that other size, we're gonna be able to build a whole map, hopefully save it and load it, and then access it in the game. Yeah, we're making gains. That's about all there is for today. Let's clone, let's dev, whatever the hell this is. This one's done. Peace.